What's up, everyone? Hey, 21 Snakes, how's it going? Yeah, there was a bunch of gift subs that were given out the other day. So yeah, I'm glad that you got one of them. We're gonna start soon, but there's this cat here, so once he settles down, I think we should be good. The music playing right now is actually a recent online orchestra. I say recent, but it's from 2021, so it's from last year, that they did of Ace Attorney. You link it right here. That is a funky YouTube link, but and I just kind of copy and pasted that, so yeah, that's really neat. Are you good now, cat? I think he's fine. Okay, I think we can start now. Let me drink some water really quick, though. Alright, how's it going, everybody? Happy Saturday. It's Saturday. I know what my days are. Good to see everyone. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks because we were not here last week, but I hope everyone has been well. Hope y'all are having a great weekend. Happy Easter weekend, I guess, but people really celebrate that tomorrow. We were a little bit delayed to begin with because I was actually waiting for my groceries to get here. We ordered groceries for delivery, so we didn't have to go out today, and they just arrived late, and I was like, great, thanks. And then the cat happened. So he made my pre-stream setup time much longer than it really needed to be because he kept getting in the way. So there's that. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of get started back with this case, this Turnabout Serenade, which has been very cool. And I'm still very, very sad for Gavin's poor guitar that was on fire. Which was hilarious, but still very sad. You fell down another Ace Attorney wiki hole, so you have some neat facts to share. Ooh, awesome. That'll be exciting. I look forward to it. Alright. Let's pause the music. Let's go to the game. And let's resume. July 9th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3. Oh yeah, I think this is our first trial day that we're gonna have here. They're accusing the kid, if I recall correctly, of murdering the manager. And the siren, the songstress, oh, hold on, I'm like off center here. Hold up, I'll fix this. Camera, there we go. And that made me less dark too. Okay, nice. But yeah, so the siren, is not actually Virginian, and she speaks English, so... The kid murdered the romaine lettuce. Yes, exactly. I don't remember the kid's name. Oh wait, we can look up our profiles right here. So, oh. No, people profiles. Right, okay. You always get the games mixed. Oh wait, there it is. There we go. Here we go. Machi Tobai. Tobai? I don't really know. But he's blind, and they somehow think he shot them, even though I find that very sus because the gun, the murder weapon, is high caliber, has a lot of recoil. Like, child would probably hurt himself, so it's a little sus, but, you know, we'll figure this out. We'll figure out what's going on here. Okay. What, are you good? Cat? You need something? No, you're good? Okay. Okay, I think he's good. Alright. Court is now in session for... How do I say that? Machitobai, Your Honor. The pixie of the arpeggio. Right, his trial. Court is in session. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-okay, Judge. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. Ah, my opening statement, yeah? No, actually, there's something else I wanted to ask you about. What could you possibly want to ask him now? Yes? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? What? Eh? I mean, you wouldn't say, get well soon, right? I mean, fair, I guess? Why are we talking about this? You'd only be kicking them when they're down. What are you talking about? Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Judge asking for life advice in a court of law. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Like, I think we've got some kind of important things to take care of right now. You could maybe, like, ask us this before or after we start the trial. Right after this trial, the Chief Justice's son. The Chief Justice? His son is afflicted with a most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. Ah. So I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day. Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. Why you gotta let your personal affairs get in the way of the trial all the time? Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly. You're in luck here, Judge. I believe you're going to going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review some victims in this case. Domaine Letouce, age 35. Is the global manager for diva songstress from La Miroir. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has also details. This court accepts this into evidence. Letouce's autopsy report added to the court record. 45 caliber. That's quite large, isn't it? Hold on, let's look at this. Death due to loss of blood from a gunshot wound. Estimated time of death 9 to 9:30 p.m. We were there. We were witnesses. July 7th? We're in the future. Between 9 and 9:30. Blood loss due to 45 caliber bullet wound. Time elapsed between shooting and death currently under review. Ah, interesting. So they don't know if he died right away. Oh, there goes the cat. Alright, bye cat. I can't punt on the cat though, he just left. He ran away. Chirico, come back. Okay, he's coming back. He ran over here. If I had left the cam on, you would have seen him run real hard. Let me fix your mat. You like totally messed it up when you dashed back onto the table. And now there's a cat. Yes, I know. You're very, very cute. And you're so excited that I called you back over because chat asked for your presence. Chat requested your presence, Chirico. Midna's getting Maddie again? Then why didn't you brush her? Are you headbutting me? Did you just headbutt me? What? He's being feisty. I'm gonna stop now. We're going back. What are you doing? You stop that. Eh. Oh, actually, that reminds. Oh, no, I'll do it later. We'll do it later. Okay. Stop! What are you doing? Stop slapping me! Not okay, cat. No, I don't want to play right now. I'm doing video games. Stop! And it is getting Maddie because you're not. Oh, because you're not there, so you can't brush her. Well, you could have brushed her before you left. Anyway. So, right, we were talking about the cause of death. So we don't know. He died between 9 to 9:30, but we don't know exactly when he got shot because he might have been bleeding out for a while. We don't know yet, so we will find out. A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. Yeah, which makes no sense how a small, like a young blind kid, how he could have wielded one, you know? Frail, that's the word I was thinking of. In the shoulder. However, the bullet. Oh, sorry, wrong voice. However, the bullet struck him in the his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse considering. Crime photo added to the court record. 2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed. The other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. Yep, that is where we saw them. This is where the bullets hit. I see. The court accepts this evidence. Diagram added to the court record. If we were talking about a 45 caliber revolver, which we are. Okay, let's take a look. So, if the bullets went that way, then the killer would have had to been... Oh, they would have been standing from the little window. But then how did the gun get inside? Maybe they tossed it in? That's kind of a weird thing to do, though. Like, why would you do that? And then him trying to scribble things in blood. We must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's usage. Really? Yeah, apparently, weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body. The defense will take more care in choosing examples. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room has only one entrance, this door. That does seem to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. Hi, witness.
He's talking about you and Emma, huh?
Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. But that's impossible! Yeah, there's a tiny little window where you could probably shoot someone from. Just saying. Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person? That is, of course, the defendant, Machito Bai. Only this defendant could have committed the crime. How would he have used the gun? We went to that trouble talking about the gun, but we're not gonna talk. I'm sure we'll get to that. But how? It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Very well. I assume you have testimony to back up this claim? Fun fact about Claudia, in his air guitar sprite, he plays left-handed. However, in this case, we see him playing a real guitar right-handed. Hey! That's funny. Maybe he's ambidextrous. Let's just pretend. Yeah, but even then, you would still... I don't know. That's weird. Someone definitely flipped the sprite and didn't think about it. Let the witness please take the stand. Hi, Emma. Okay. Oh, well, hold on. Let's get to Emma first. Your name and profession, please.
Emma Sky. I'm a detective at the police department.
Okay. Now that we're on Emma and she's here, I got some things for show and tell here. I actually picked up some Corinto. So I picked up two kinds. There is the Kuromitsu, which is the, I think it's like a dark sesame flavor. But it's like, or like a dark honey, but yeah, so there's this one. This is the one that she normally eats, but I also have a Shiromitsu, which is white sesame flavor. I don't know if I can get to show up. Yeah, like that. So I picked up her snacku, so if she munches on them, I can also munch on them. They're pretty good. It doesn't look like, it's not the same brand as the one that she has. I've seen that brand before, but it's the same type of snack. Actually, here, I'll open one and then we can look at it. See? They just look like this, which is exactly what she's eating. And they are crunchy and sweet and delicious. So there you go, snackoos. Alright, on with the case with Emma. I too can snackoo now.
I was on security detail at the concert forum that night.
Emma seems tired somehow. Security at the concert, you say?
Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder.
Now don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know. Do we want to talk about that? I'm sure that makes her feel much better.
I want to hear about these bigger mistakes.
I don't know if I want to know. Judge, a man is dead. Yeah, exactly. In any case, Because you were on security details, the crime was discovered quickly. And we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please.
All right.
Murderous circumstances.
The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it.
How? High caliber gun, how? It was lucky that a detective was the first on the scene. Hi, I was there too.
But that door was the only way out of the room, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Then I don't get it. How can they say that Machi did it?
Looks like we need a bit more information. Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. Murderous circumstances. Alright, she was on security backstage. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes?
That's right.
What was a detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert.
My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods.
Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Leave that poor wall alone! Well, isn't it obvious? My keys. That whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined. It's all because someone stole my keys. Couldn't ride my hog to the show, and I couldn't open my guitar case.
There he goes again.
Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? Misplace them? Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own. What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you a prime suspect. Love, so acting anew, Atokinin is waiting for you. Yeah, he's not a suspect because he was performing on stage when the guy died, so, I mean, you know. Air guitar counter. Oh no, we forgot that can't. Oh my gosh, I don't remember either. Well, it's a fresh trial day, so we could start over.
He's singing something.
Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was, like a sailor, adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything stolen. Let's just say 4? Okay, sure, we'll agree on 4. So I put the detective with the most time on their hands on the task. I see, I can accept that.
Well, I can't. What do you mean, time on their hands?
Please, the testimony. All the people involved were allowed backstage, but I wasn't really involved. We were let in, though.
I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you.
I gave Fallon special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again.
Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now.
That sounds questionable, but okay. Gee, great.
Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off.
So no other outsiders were there then?
And then...
At beginning of the third set, we heard shots. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots.
You were the one chatting. I was eating snackoos. Me too, me too. If you're gonna eat some, then I'm gonna eat some. Ah, hey! No snacking in court! So he says. So he says. And you're sure the shots came from Lemireur's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. Ka-tunk! She threw it at us, but I guess he's gonna eat it. No snacking in court. What about the guy who chugs 17 cups of coffee every trial? Seriously. That guy! He should have died from all that caffeine. Or maybe dehydration, I don't know. Coffee dehydrates you. Ah, thanks. So, crunch. How about Emma? They're both doing it now! We were right. Crunch there. Hard to be mistaken about that, munch. Please either talk or eat, not both at the same time. Gulp. Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. You missed that dialogue? About them eating? It's pretty funny. I enjoyed that. That was funny. Went into the room filled with blaring rock music. Rock? Blaring, yes. When you say rock, are you referring perhaps to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days? That's right, when we went into that dressing room, music was blaring over the speaker on the wall. They pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. Did it have to be so loud? You don't listen to Sagathanias with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked into the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe. How do you know that? Making it easy to determine the time of the crime. If you could hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi. Including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. Can't hear the miscue in that flashback? Yep. Alright. She examined the scene and thinks only Machi could have done it. How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there was only one exit from the room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack. And I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. Huh. But that air vent was too small. Who could possibly... Exactly. Uh-oh, cat incoming. You can't have the snackoos. The step ladder. There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. A child? Remember, access to those rooms is limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. It was the stepladder, Your Honor! That stepladder is very sus. And of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. The defendant? The pixie of Solpeggio flitted up towards the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. That's just conjecture! Oh, there was no other way out of that room.
You were there. You should know, forehead.
And there's another vital piece of evidence.
Evidence? What?
Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces that it had been recently opened.
Wait, what?
And something else was found, quite clearly. The defendant, Machi Tobai's fingerprints.
What? Great, thanks for not telling us that yesterday. That's definitely information we could have known. Would have been nice to know. Order, order, order! That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, air forehead? What fairy tale does this suggest to you? That maybe he was hiding from the killer? I don't know. Ugh. Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie.
Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it out in the audience.
So this was his decisive evidence. Quite decisive indeed. I believe that's enough of that. The prosecution is a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive. I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict. No, 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 no! Even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit. I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. Can't be over already. Very well, I believe this trial is finished. If the defense has no contradicting evidence, the prosecution has presented our proof clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain.
Apollo, they've got us on the ropes already. We'd better come up with something quick. I know!
Think, what can get us out of this? The weapon, it's weird. We need evidence or a witness that can prove that Machi is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that, ew. Mr. Justice, do you have a contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? I don't know, let me save real quick though. If you do, you'd better tell us about it now. This is it, and so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradicting proof? This would have injured him, wouldn't it? Revolver. Yeah, we've already read that. Yeah, the gun's the only thing I can really think of. Present evidence. Let's go for the gun. The defense is prepared to show contradicting evidence. This should be interesting. What sort of evidence? Yes, what sort of evidence, Mr. Justice? Show us evidence contradicting the prosecution's claims. Let's try the gun. This evidence does more than contradict. It flips the whole case on its head! Thank you for presenting evidence that is both clear and plain as requested. Yes, clearly and plainly wrong. I'm afraid the only thing flipped on its head here was you as a child, Mr. Justice. Guess that wasn't it. Okay, only person who could have fled the scene was the defendant. And there were no witnesses. Do we call a miroir? Because he told us. He died after leaving me with his last words. Yeah, we might have to call her. Okay, let's try Le Miroir. Only one way out of this: evidence or a witness that can prove Machi's innocence. You call the we call the victim? We could do that, but let's try Le Miroir. Court wants contradicting proof. Call a witness. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my million-seller hit song, Achokinin, My Love.
There he goes again.
That's too bad, because there was a witness. Ho ho, really now? But how'd you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly did not? Because I am the only one in the world who knows this. What's going on? I just talked to him and now... He's alive! Mr. Latouche, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. You're cold. Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Help is on the way. Can't see. Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness? The witness is Siren. What? The victim said this before he died. Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what Air Forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. But it's the truth! He said it! I even told you about it! But apparently you ignored me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly, this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. That's enough! Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for. Rude. Ugh, there's no backing out now. Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice. Le Miroir. Le Miroir? Recall Mr. Latouche's last words. The witness is Siren. Hi. Yes, let's cross-examine a corpse. Oh, right, you said victim. For some reason I was thinking you said defendant. I don't know why. The siren! Aha! He meant the siren! Yes, that's Siren, Judge. That's right, the siren of the ballad, Le Miroir. Le Miroir was only on stage for the second set. And she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, my claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Le Miroir to the witness stand. Le Miroir would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is. It is my distinct honor to welcome the Siren of the Ballad to our courtroom.
You are too kind.
You can speak English?
Yes I can. Though I am not very good, there is much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it.
Do you have amnesia? What does she mean she doesn't know? I too sought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. What's that? Le Miroir suffers from amnesia. Amnesia?
Le Miroir is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Wow, she's even more mysterious than I thought.
As lauded singer La Miroir, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her, thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. I see. I care surprisingly little about people's past. You have nothing to fear in this court, La Miroir.
Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I'm being called as a witness? What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened.
La Miroir, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand.
Oh my. Congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy.
Gavin, why? Why you do this? Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime. What she saw.
As for what I saw nothing. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat, and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be.
Wow, you just got badder, Apollo. Way to go!
Arrgh. Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. Miroir wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. Bracelet time? Seems like it's probably going to be bracelet time. She saw nothing! But you must have seen something. Mr. Latouche named you.
Mr. Latouche? How can I tell you what I don't know?
La Miroir, he said you were a witness with his dying words.
I do not know what he meant to say, but that night...
She was invited to sing on stage. So she did. It was a great concert.
You heard me sing? Thank you.
I was hoping to get an autograph later, actually.
Of course.
Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You're out of line. If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. One on my gavel would be nice. Judge, please. Judge. What's this? It's my autograph. Now keeps this child moving. What? Oh, my grandchild will be so happy. Apparently his grandson's a big fan. Let us continue, shall we? If you would, La Miroir. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance.
I did not return back.
Oh shit, we read that already. She didn't go backstage. So she says. You did not return backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing?
I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing.
And was Machi with you at the time?
Unfortunately, I do not know where he was.
So much for an alibi from Machi. And then she was led by the police. With Machi, correct? How was he then?
He seemed as he always does. Though I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Latouche's death. Yet, he is not the type to show much emotion.
Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. He answers most questions with silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing. The questioning hasn't gotten very far.
We sat there, waiting.
And then she learned something happened.
But she doesn't know what.
How was the incident explained to you?
I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Latouche died.
Of course, investigations require some security.
But Mr. Latouche was my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Both Machi and I were beside ourselves with concern.
Allow me to apologize, but please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you.
Yes, I understand.
Think, what doesn't ring true about her testimony?
It's hard to imagine Lemiroir lying.
She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me the night of the murder? Alright, we're gonna look? Is that what we're doing? No? Okay. She was invited to sing on stage, and she did. She didn't return backstage after the second set. She did not return backstage. Then she was led by the police to the dressing room, and she waited there. So she's saying she didn't return. But then why was her brooch there? Alright, let's try it! The game will tell us when it's bracelet time? Okay. I wasn't sure if it would or not. Alright, let's try the brooch. Ready? Objection! I'm sorry, Lemiroir, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's Lemiroir's. She was wearing it for her song. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? This brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime. What? Lemiroir, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And, as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. Her mask just like fucking flipped up and smacked her in the face. Oh, that's so funny. That was hilarious. And yeah, the objection theme is very good. What is the meaning of this? Lemiroir, please explain. Lemiroir? Moon runes! She says English is quite difficult. That trick's not gonna work here. More moon runes? More moon runes. Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact. That's a lot of words to come into those moon runes. What now? More moon runes. In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Symbol on her mask upside down resembles a question mark. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, it would. Oh, that's funny. Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. Is she really saying all that?
What's she talking about, Apollo?
Right when the incident occurred? Ah! She's talking about that?
Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup.
Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. Latouche, can you hear me? Cold, so cold. Witness. You're cold? Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Help is on the way. We've done this conversation so many times. Witness is a siren. Yeah. Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Yipes! Emma! What was that? Who's there?
What's wrong?
Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No? Could have sworn I heard a door close.
I looked into the room to... just a glance, mind you.
I don't like that it auto-scrolled. So, this was when you dropped your boat dropped? That explains that.
It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it.
But that's ridiculous! You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Forehead. What? What do you want? She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence. So she looked in at the crime scene.
Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course.
Let me just look at this a little more. Pin fastener. Yeah, just about the pin fastener, that's it. I don't know.
But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice.
A forehead shouting, "Who's there?" no doubt. A horrible voice indeed. Ugh.
I closed the door immediately.
Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Miroir, you did look into the room, though, right?
Yes.
Testify as to what you saw.
Very well. That it was only the briefest of glimpses.
Oh, okay. That's telling me bracelet time. Before it's finished, she went backstage for a moment. Press it. What did you see in that brief glimpse?
I had only opened the door slightly when I heard that horrible voice.
And shut the door. I have always wondered, Air Forehead, does that voice of yours lack a volume knob? It's my cords of steel, man. Just back off.
I saw nothing. The late Mr. Latussa's body was behind a wall.
A wall? Is there a wall there? Oh, there is. Oh, kinda, yeah. Moon runes.
Is what in English?
A division or partition, I believe. It was a large dressing room, divided into two halves. And the murder took place in the inside half. I guess that partition might have hidden the body. And then she was led the police to Gavin's dressing room. That was when she learned something happened, but she wasn't told the details. Looking down. She wasn't told the detail. Think, what doesn't ring true about her testimony?
It's hard to imagine the Miroir lying.
She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me about the night of the murder? As for what she saw nothing. Alright, so she went to the stage. And she was singing. She went backstage for just a moment. Alright, let's look. She saw nothing. The late Mr. Latussa's body. Was behind a wall. Hear it again. Let's find somewhere else to look. Hands? Like, trying to figure out where I can look. You know, there's nothing, it doesn't seem to be anything sus here. She didn't see anything because it's behind the wall. She only went backstage for a moment. Alright, let's look at that one. Can I look at your hands? No. She went backstage for just a moment. I didn't see anything. Okay. She was invited. She says she saw nothing. I would think it would be from one of the news statements. And she did. She went backstage for a moment. She saw nothing. Then she was led by the police into the Graffin's dressing room, told to wait there. She wasn't told the details. That's where she learned something happened and she wasn't told the details. She wasn't told the details, okay. I was hoping her, like, eyes would twitch or something. That's all her hair. We can't see her hands. Maybe it's, like, something to do with her mouth? I don't know what else would be moving. What doesn't ring true about her testimony? What wouldn't she tell us about the night of the murder? I'm thinking it's something about it being behind the wall. Oh, she stopped talking. That's weird. It wasn't what was moving, it was what was not moving. Yep. Oh, that's interesting. The late Mr. Latusse's body, you say? Yes? You know something more about Mr. Latusse's death than you were saying. What? I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latousse have to be shot? One moment, Lemiroir. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Latousse have to be shot? Yes? She was hiding something. I knew it. How do you know that? Lemiroir, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony. Nobody was supposed to have told you anything, but how did you know he got shot? How could that be? Take this. Lemiroir contradicted her own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it. Is it the fact that he got shot? Oh, there we go. Information concerning the crime scene. To ensure efficiency and secrecy of our investigation, the bearer is hereby ordered to speak to no one outside the investigation concerning any details of the case. So nobody should have told her anything. Tell me, Lemiroir, how did you know he had been shot? Well, Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, "No one told me anything about the incident." Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Latouche had been shot! How could you have known? Yeah. York? What kind of sound is that? Gotcha. La Miroir, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope? That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet.
Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony.
Of course. All we want to know is the truth.
She looks kind of pale, huh?
She saw something, I know it! Even the victim said so.
I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Latouche had been shot.
Let's press that. Only a glimpse that you knew there were bullet holes?
Yes, I recognized them immediately. I have seen bullet holes before, you know.
You have traversed the world as a singer. You must have sung in places far more dangerous than our country.
I go wherever my voice is needed. Those places are many these days. That's really cool. I hope I get to travel like La Miroir someday.
I plan on recording my next album overseas. The studios have a different sound, you know. Maybe I should go on a Chords of Steel tour too. She saw the bullet holes in the wall and she knew he had been shot. I mean, I guess? No, they would have been behind the door. Door opens that way. If you only peeked in and then you close the door. We only heard the door close once. Alright, I'm going with this. Objection! La Miroir, they call you the siren of the ballad. But lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. A put-down worthy for our prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo.
Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah? Come on, can I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. La Miroir, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct?
Yes, that is so.
There were bullet holes in the room, yes. But they were in the wall the door is on.
Huh?
You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. And there's her York again. La Miroir?
Yes?
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something. Hi, Cat.
And I must tell you what it is that I saw.
Yes. The happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Virginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it. Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. But she knew how Mr. Latouche died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, La Miroir. Very well. La Miroir, please continue your testimony.
Very well, I shall.
What she saw, part 2.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was.
So you did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say? Ah, this is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Forehead. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may begin your cross-examination. Gavin, stop rubbing off on the judge. Judge, stop being so impressionable!
Great going, Apollo. You were right about Le Miroir. What's wrong? You don't look too happy.
This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. How could it have been a... Yeah. Like, it still doesn't add up. I'm pretty sure what really happened is he got shot through the window. Although I don't know why the gun would end up in there. So that's kind of weird. I don't know. What She Saw Part 2.
I was on my way from the...
Oh, we read that. Alright. She was on her way from backstage. So you were heading toward the dressing room?
Yes.
So this is a little before she opened the dressing room door and dropped her brooch. About the same time Emma and I heard those shots.
I was on my way back. There was something like a little...
Oh, right. Well, that window there. Window there. She saw it in the little window, which I'm pretty sure is how he actually got shot from. Anyway. What exactly is something like a little window?
Yes, well... window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes.
You need not worry, La Miroir. Your choice of words is impeccable. There's a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail? A little window on the wall? Yeah.
I, saw the crime from there.
2 shots couldn't do anything to stop it. You're certain you heard 2 shots fired?
Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. This was when I heard a faint sound, like a gunshot. Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot, much closer.
And there were 2 bullet holes at the scene. No contradictions so far.
It all happened on the other side of that window. There was nothing I could do.
It wasn't Machi. It wasn't Machi who shot, are you sure?
Yes, quite certain.
It amuses me that you would question her testimony. It is testimony in your favor. Isn't it my job to object?
Yeah, Paolo, what were you thinking?
True, see? Let's just listen to what Le Miroir has to say. Can you tell me how you were so sure?
Yes, of course. You see...
Grown person. She knows it was. How? A grown person. That's a little vague.
I am sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female.
It was a man, a young man.
And you're sure of that?
Yes, his voice was quite clear.
Voice? What did he say? Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man.
So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Lettuce?
Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Lettuce who spoke, I would have known.
Indeed. So you were at the window and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man.
Paolo, this is good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi.
Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony? We know it's contradictory because how would a grown man have gotten out of there? There was no exit. We were in the hallway. Let's be honest. Now, it pains me to say this. There's something about Lemiroir's testimony that rings false. Bravo, forehead. You're colder than I thought. I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime.
But that means Lemiroir had to be lying.
I know, and I know it's bad for a case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting. It is as Air Forehead suggests, says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony. What's next? What's he talking about? Lemiroir, I understand why you would want to protect Machi. Yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad, and lies do not become such a creature. What does the prosecution mean?
Apollo, what's he talking about?
How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? Oh, I think that little window doesn't open all the way, if I recall correctly. It can only open up a little bit, but that's just enough to shoot somebody through, I'm pretty sure. I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. The state of the room? Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it.
What? But I'm sure, I'm sure.
Lemiroir, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense, but my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. But she's the only eyewitness we have! So, as you say, and the victim named her, the siren, as a witness? That's right, that's what Mr. Latouche... We heard your claim. We even entertained the possibility, and it brought us this. Judge? Yes? The prosecution requests that this witness be excused. Please. I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. Isn't it a dressing room? Why is there a window in the first place? Good question. I mean, if it's... So, if it's a clouded one, like it's not a transparent window, and it's just there so that they can crack it open a little bit and get a little air, that would be one thing, especially if it's not at eye level. But the placement of it is kind of weird, yeah. Anyway, there is indeed a question of the witness's credibility. But if Lemiroir can't testify,
then we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case. Danke. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, I would like to hear from Falhin Detective again. Wait! Let me hear Lemiroir's testimony one last time. But the cross-examination's already over. Until such a time as a need arises. This witness may leave the stand.
I'm sorry I could not be of more assistance.
Could have just told us the truth to begin with, and that would have made this a lot less shady, but okay. And last, back to the real trial. Ready, Air Forehead? I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Falhin Detective, how far have we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted?
Don't ask me!
I dislike saying the same thing twice. And I never repeat a song for an encore. If you would, Miss Skye.
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latouche's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, there was only one door to the room. And a witness, you, was standing in front of it.
That air vent isn't very big, see? Kinda limits the people who could possibly get through.
I certainly would have had a difficult time.
You sure would. Not that you would have been in there in the first place, though. Remember, that whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for a killer is the defendant.
A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself. She does state a clear case. Though, reading the report, something caught my eye. Oh, what's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. The circumstances? Again?
Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre.
Oh yeah, that was really weird. So the body went missing, and so did Gavin's guitar, and Machi, and then they all just show up on the top of, like, the raised platform out in the concert hall. So that's pretty weird. Why did Mr. Latusse's body disappear from the room? And end up on top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less. A perceptive observation, Judge. Thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough. You get a nose for these things.
Judge sure seems pleased with himself.
Very good, Fraulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? The missing body.
I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match La Miroir's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant.
La Miroir's song? Yes, the guitar serenade. You noticed its code too, did you not? Its code? All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. First the keys my heart held on to so tightly were stolen. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latusse's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. That's mad! It's like a story out of some fairy tale! I admit I'd forgotten about the song. But there it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were.
Hey, you know I was the one who first noticed that.
I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs. But killing? It's a wild world out there, Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next. The cross-examination. Not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. Missing body. So Machi stole it because of some lyrics. Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics? I didn't believe it myself, but it can't just be a coincidence. It is as Fraulein Detective says. Let us begin with the first verse, if you would, Fraulein Detective.
What? You want me to sing it?
You are the witness, yeah? Or did you want me to sing? I warn you, my fee as vocalist is not trivial.
Fine, fine. Let's look at the first part of the lyrics, shall we? When you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight.
Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning.
Next we go on to the right page of the lyric sheet, where we find, burning on in my heart, fire, burn my love away, all away. As we know, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away. All away. Mr. Latusse's life was taken by a bullet. Bravo, Fraulein Detective. Your singing is not bad. Now for the finale. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Latousse was found with a guitar high in the sky over the stage. No series of coincidences could be so well conceived. It is a very pretty song, yes. He's right, scientifically speaking. What would Walkie have said? That concert was whack. It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that. Anyway, the shooter moved the body to match Lemiroir's song. Does the prosecution have any idea why he'd do all this? You want my scientific opinion? No clue. But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deep reason. A deep reason? Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. Unforgivable acts even if he had a reason, and worse if he had none. The diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this on just a whim. Fraulein Detective, I take it upon— I didn't get to finish reading that! Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say? Yes, this crime was planned for sure. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. But Mr. Latousse spoke English. He may have come to this country before. I looked into that, I assure you. Oh. It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently he learned English on his own. Right. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. It does seem difficult to imagine. Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt. What did you say? Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song? I like how Emma's offhanded comment just kind of got him in trouble for a second here. Of course not, and I am quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need promotion? Everyone already listens to my music. They're even in my textbook at school. What? And I'd never heard of them. What does that say about me? You're old, Apollo. I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. And Machi practically left his signature on the scene. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. Bullet holes. The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. And that means what, exactly? That dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would have been difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No, you can't be serious. They're gonna pin it on his blindness? That's fucked up. Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed? It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah? Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. Any of those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Thank justice. What do I do now? Raise an objection. He would have hurt himself firing that gun. Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible.
And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Machitabai, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim. Convincing argument, to be sure, but I think we just kind of played into... That doesn't really help us. Haha! Take that, smug prosecution. That doesn't help us, Apollo. Apollo. That didn't help. It only hurts, it doesn't help.
Apollo?
Huh? What?
That bit about Machi being tiny? And the gun throwing off his aim? Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it?
Oh. It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. God damn it, Apollo. Cripes, I really put my foot in it this time. But let's get the facts of some matter on the record. If you would, Fraulein Detective. Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony.
Right. From the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind.
You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that. Do we hear the sound of shoveling outside? You think that's Apollo digging his own grave? Yep, I agree. That is exactly what I hear.
I wouldn't call it proof, per se.
Huh? You've merely raised a possibility. Great, thanks. Fraulein Detective has made a most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Ah, very good point. Well, Fraulein Detective, if you would care to explain. Certainly seems sure of himself.
Recall the crime scene, if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents.
I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machitabai. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of that stepladder. But that's... Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? Because it wasn't really relevant. You could have figured it out yourself. You only needed to consider what that stepladder was doing there. True. Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder. Well, air forehead? Out of ammunition, perhaps? I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood.
Apollo, did you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove that the killer could see. That'll put him in his place.
Squished by a stepladder. Oof. Proving that the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? Do I? Oh, maybe this? Because they knew to wipe out the blood. And like, why would he do it himself? And why would somebody else do it if they couldn't see it, you know? Alright, let's try that angle. Bit of a stretch, but we're gonna try it. I got just the thing. Fine, accept the prosecution's challenge. As I knew you would, air forehead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because he or she couldn't see. Therefore, Machi, who's blind, did it. The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see. This is that evidence! We got the epic music, here we go. The photograph of the crime scene? I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face. But this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, yeah? Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the scene of the crime is... this. Why would you blur this out if you can't see it? That's weird. The contradiction's right here. Smeared bloodstains. I thought it was just my blurry vision. But it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head. Much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha, I get it. At least I think I get it. Get what, Fraulein? When Mr. Latouche was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name? It's certainly a logical conclusion. I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this? You agree that this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latouche was writing something in blood once the killer saw what it was. Wait. Once he saw what it was? What did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Ah! Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Machi Tobai, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible! Order! 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 Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now, it seems I owe the court an apology. The Gaviniers are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. During our concert, apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Because he probably knows something I don't. Like he knows something we don't. And he's about to tell us. I've got an idea. Let's rock. It's like the updated autopsy report? Yeah, probably. This sees documents, but before that, I have a question for the Fraulein detective, if I may. What? Tell me, why do you think Machi Tobai is blind? Huh? What? What did he say? Oh. Is the kid not actually fucking blind? Is that a ruse too, like the fact that Le Miroir can't speak English? Everybody's a liar in this damn game. I can't believe anything anymore. What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course.
He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't the Miroir lead him around by the hand all the time?
No way. I have a report here on the defendant, Machi Tobai. According to this, Machi Tobai can see perfectly well.
What?
Let's rock with these documents. You love dialogue like this? It is pretty funny. Out of context, it's just like a super weird thing to say. His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians. Can't believe I felt sorry for any of you people. He can see quite well.
But you said...
What did I say exactly? Air forehead, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was the Fraulein detective.
But that's...
A significant fact, yes. Consider Machi Tobai sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this.
But what about the bullet holes in the wall?
Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Air Forehead neatly explains those for us. God damn it.
Paulo!
Keep your damn mouth shut sometimes. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was a kickback from the 45 caliber revolver. Hi, cat. Welcome back. Alright, you sit there next to the Carito and I'm just gonna turn the cat cam back on for you.
Polly, why?
There's a cat and some white Carito. There you go. You calm down now? You're not feisty anymore? You kept wanting to fight me earlier and I'm like, I don't want to fight you right now. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown for brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, Air Forehead. Yeah! Apollo's face right there was pretty funny. That was really good. Hi, child. Hello, fur child. You're so cute. Okay. I just dropped something. Hold on. Okay. I knew you didn't have what it took.
You jerk! Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize.
Oh, sorry. Paulo really do go. Yeah.
That's no way to apologize.
He's angered the truce, you know. Look out. If we can please end the bickering. Now?
Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me.
But your testimony's already given us enough to convict the defendant. Don't say that.
Ah!
Aha, what?
This bloodstain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right?
And that seems to be what happened, yes.
We might be able to find out what was really written here.
Really? You can do that?
That's right, with this. Oh, luminol. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood.
Ah, yes. Have we done those tests yet?
Ha! As if I'm gonna tell you.
The bloodstains covered the section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, the section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now.
Right, go for it, Apollo.
Huh? I have to do the test?
You just have to spray the luminol on it. It's simple.
A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it.
Right, ready? It's easy as pie. Just touch the screen to spray an area. Here, give it a try.
The eyes of the entire court are focused on me.
Paolo, your hands are shaking.
Ugh. Ah, let's do this. What the fuck is this? 14206? Huh? Huh? Wow, it really works.
This must be the power of science.
It says IPXS 314206? Or if we turn it around, GOZHIEXXD. No, but that's a dot on the other side. I don't know. Hi, cat. Someone just smashed the keyboard. Yep. They let their cat walk over the keyboard, and that's what we got.
Is that the killer's name?
Maybe it is, if the killer was a robot. Ha! I have it. So what is it? I thought the letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. Oh, what? Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency? Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write such a number? Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that? Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on. Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, is he there? Come up to the witness stand. It's Pompadour Man! It's our favorite Pompadour skunk. Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No. Give me 27. Got a few facts about this guy? That's gonna be fun. I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet this number is really that of an Interpol agent.
Oh, wait, I know. What if Machi Tabai is really an undercover Interpol agent?
That would be a possibility. A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why did Latouche know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Machi Tabai. What are you talking about? Fraulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I see words the defendant could in fact see just before his trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. You had me until that last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see? Exactly, it makes little sense. What do you think, Air Forehead? Huh? Me? Machi Tabai pretended he was blind. Do you know why?
How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he?
He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time! Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? I mean... Twitch thinks it's a game. Right? Oh, bye, cat. See you later. Oh, hold on. That was the wrong thing. Ignore that. Okay. No, that's the moment I heard that report. I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Machi Tabai pretended to be blind. But it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? It wasn't for himself? Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? The fuck? Amiroa's postcard, sightseeing, music. Something in here, maybe? Gavineers died after leaving me with his last words. From the tiny country of Virginia, concealed the fact that he could actually see. I don't know. In charge of the initial investigation. Criminal affairs. A reason why he would feign blindness. I mean, to make money. We're gonna save. I got no idea. If I say I have no idea, will it be fine? I have no idea. Yeah, forehead, I'm disappointed in you. Unless you're merely feigning stupidity, yeah? Keep it up, wise guy. Recalls a relationship of Miramioa and Machi Tobai. In particular, their arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Miramioa and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind, or so we thought. She led him at all times. All times. All times? Yet we know that Machi could see perfectly well. Why keep up the charade? Well, wasn't it part of their, performance? There is a simpler explanation, Herr Judge. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. Which means... Oh, is she the one who's blind? I do. It was the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Miramioa. Oh, that's why it was super weird that she was saying she could see through that little window, because she can't see at all, but she can hear things. And that's why she doesn't forget people's voices, because that's how she sees people. What's this? So you mean to say that Miramioa is... she's... blind as a bat, Judge? What? What? Damn. Didn't see that one coming. Order! 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 This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin! Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something? Well, since we have her here... why not ask Miramioa herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room. Paula, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me, I had no idea she could see. I hadn't even imagined it until now. Bailiff, bring in Miramioa. Miramioa, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way. And yet I must. Please, do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes. She really can't see? Really? It is true. How funny it is that a tiny lie, born in the Virginian countryside, would one day grow to entangle the entire world. So you are? Yes. As I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time I became Miramioa. Know, too, that my memories begin in the darkness. The word light has no meaning for Miramioa. I see. You may recall me saying something towards the beginning of this trial, Air Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witness. Because she couldn't see it, because she's blind. Ah! Now, La Miroir, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes?
Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor?
Yes, of course. Though I admit I am a little lost here. I think we're all a little lost here, Your Honor. La Miroir's eyes.
I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
But this is a murder trial.
I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret, no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would.
She told us the truth since the beginning, when she said she saw nothing. Makes sense, because she couldn't see it. Alright. We're on the same page now. Got it. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine.
But what is there left to ask?
There's one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Okay, there was only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that, and I'll be happy. Does that mean that I will get penalized for asking unnecessary questions? La Miroir's eyes. Alright. Just in case we get penalized for pressing for funsies. There's no memory of the light. So you don't know why you went blind?
I do not. I may have been born this way, in fact.
It's fruitless to attempt to pry into her past, and I might add, it's a delicate subject. I'm not sure we can reasonably expect Mr. Justice to do anything delicately. Hey! Why, I oughta... Take a deep breath and calm down.
What I am now is all that I have. It is enough, I think.
Debut in a world of darkness and sound. Weren't you nervous to hit the stage in your condition?
No, not at all, surprisingly. It felt natural, singing in front of everyone.
It's not something just anyone can do. She has talents, that much is quite clear. You might even say she is beloved by the gods of music.
Even without light, I live perfectly happy in my world of sound. If that is a talent, as you say, then I think the gods are responsible.
What about your PR motto? Producer came up with the line before he knew. Perhaps your music reminded him of the Virginian scenery?
No, it was quite the opposite.
The opposite?
According to my producer, my music has a certain global quality.
Global?
Multicultural, if you will. Hard to pin in one region. When people listen to it, they picture the country closest to their hearts. Which is why my music has been reached by so many. What a lovely story!
It sounds like this producer might have known what he was doing after all.
My songs are nothing more than a white canvas. To me, the real landscape painter are the listeners. When I think of that, I do not mind how I am represented to the world so much. Yet one thing quickly led to another.
She had to pretend she could see. Was that to protect your image as landscape painter and sound?
That does not matter so much to me, really. But the label is quite concerned about it, I think. A landscape painter who can't see. That's like a pianist who can't play, huh?
Phoenix? I'm not sure you can compare your father to Lemurois.
Nice. The world of commercial music is filled with these little white lies. Nothing is sacred when it comes to publicity.
Everyone on her staff, but nobody else. When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche?
Of course, he was my manager.
So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You're thinking of when you discovered Sabati, yes?
Is he right, Apollo?
Yes, I was. He's alive! Mr. Latouche, can you hear me? And he's cold. He's so cold! And he's saying that the siren is the witness. Can't see. Witnesses the siren. Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind.
I don't know.
What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There's no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness? Siren? We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself, but that statement is not what I refer to. I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? Ah! That's right, he tried to tell you. When he said can't see. He wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. I see. Too bad the defense did not. Well, air forehead. Try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Ugh. Order! Order! Recall Lemurois' earlier testimony.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
But you couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as a witness? Ah!
But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots and the man's voice.
Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course.
But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant.
Your Honor! What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here? We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation? Ah, it's the Interpol numbers that Mr. Latouche left us. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescend, your report, please. What if it was him? I want a better voice for him, but I'm not sure. I asked Interpol that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. It's a shark, but it's like his hair looks like a skunk. It's really funny. Skunk shark. Why is it? This is such a weird looking suit. There's a reason this guy's hair is shaped like that. Can't wait. Sure, you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. That's interesting. It resembles a crescendo symbol? So it does! So it does. I was like, I can't remember what that looks like, but yeah, you're right, because it's just, it's a carrot. Like, oh, hold on. Like that. Like that. And he's like, whoop, like that. Oh, it's so stupid. Okay, you know what? It's fine. You know, technically, the little shark teeth could also be little crescendo symbols. We're just gonna move on. So, when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity, and a cautious killer tried to wipe them away.
Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent? So him being the Miroir's manager.
It's just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out visit. It concerns that 45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Latouche. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms. And the registration number on the revolver matched. Oof! So, the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So, the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything. Hydrate? Posture check! Okay. I will sit up straight. And I have plenty of water, so we're good. Let me just clear those out. Oh, look at all the parfaits. That's so cute. Look at them. So happy. Oh, and the new lurk emote.
It's kind of timed somehow, you'd think. What was his operation?
Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescend. It's great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. It was him, wasn't it? That's the voice you heard. I'm calling it now.
Wait.
The Miroir, is something the matter?
That voice just now.
Darien?
Mr. Darien, is it? It was him. I'm sure of it.
It was him? You aren't saying.
That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche. When I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien.
Oh, that sound. You adore this case and all, but you've always hated this twist? Yeah, that was kind of... that was funny. Is this some kind of a yoke? What? No way. What's his motive? The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state, the trial had been suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. The Miroir fingering Darien Crescend. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice the Miroir heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it.
Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo.
Hell yeah, we're saving. July 9th, 2:12 p.m. Right to Anything Agency.
Hey, Apollo.
What?
Well, you know, actually nothing. I mean, something, or maybe not.
Out with it. This suspense is giving me an ulcer.
Well, you know, the trial today? I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it?
Score? Gee. I guess I would, or maybe, well... I'm just as bad as you.
See? It's so vague.
Clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche. This case is pretty long since there's only 4 cases in this game. Ah, that makes a lot of sense. We'll get through the investigation today, I think. We have time. We can do that much. And the victim, Mr. Latouche, who knows? Who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. We need to know what he was investigating. That's gonna come up somehow. Some way, somehow, it's gonna come up. And we don't have any idea what he was investigating.
Well, true, but we know who shot him now. The Miroir told the whole court.
Yeah, we don't have proof that he did it, though.
Wait. That voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries.
I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around.
What is he, some kind of a stray that just wanders in and out at will?
I wouldn't say that, but he's been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said.
Top secret? Is he involved with Interpol? That'd be a funny twist.
Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine.
Fine, right. Well, time's a wasting, as they say. Let's investigate.
That's the spirit.
Darien did it! The Miroir dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darien.
The Miroir said she's never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool.
I guess.
What's that called again?
Elephant ears? Oh, wait, sorry.
Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called.
Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time.
Wrong? Why?
I mean, look! Those gunshots were right during the concert.
That's right, I was burning up the dance floor at the time.
Right, did you happen to look up on stage?
Maybe.
Maybe at Darien, even?
You bet I did. He's one of the Gavineers' guitarists, after all. He's so cool. Oh.
Right. All the Gaviners have a rock-solid alibi. You couldn't have shot Mr. Latouche backstage unless he set something up beforehand that to somehow go off at the right time. No, but then what was his voice doing there? I don't know, shit's weird.
But the Miroir heard him, didn't she? She heard Darien backstage, right?
Maybe the question is, when did she hear them? Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. Agent Latouche. An Interpol agent.
I was wondering what is Interpol anyway?
Huh? Interpol? International Police. They're the guys who catch international criminals.
Why can't they just call them International Police instead of making up some silly name?
That's what Interpol stands for! Yeah, anyway, you think he was investigating the Miroir? Interpol is short for International Police because International Police is too fucking long.
What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be.
Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying.
But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can't spot a palmed coin at 50 paces.
If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something.
I wonder if it was something that has to do with something. That something being our case. The last something, I mean.
Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. Latouche up to? Trucy, was that another one of your tricks?
It wasn't me! I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that.
The fuck? Where you come from? Wherever the mundane give way to miracles, a word is whispered. Gramarye.
Hey, the other day!
Oh yeah, you were a weirdo who had nothing to do with the concert that kept slipping in and out. That's kind of weird. Did anybody else see you? Hello? Yeek! Who's there? The fuck?
We didn't just imagine that, did we?
He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours?
Hardly!
We meet again! Nice to meet you. Who are you? And could you please stop smirking like that?
It's you! Uncle Valent!
Uncle? Uncle Valent. He's your uncle?
No, silly. It's the great Gramarye, Valent Gramarye. The Grand Magician.
Yes, it is I, the great Valent Gramarye, as seen on television. And could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years, to be exact. My, how you've grown.
Good to see you again, Uncle Valent. You look exactly the same.
I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit and stalking us at the scene of a crime yesterday at a concert? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I'm quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. He does have a certain aura to him, it's true.
Let's ask him about the case, Apollo.
His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. She's practically drooling with enthusiasm.
After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle.
What? You mean Mr. Wright?
No, I mean my real daddy.
And here's where we confirm that she's adopted. Trucy's real father? Alright. No, let's dig into more of that first. Tell me more about that. Once upon a time, the troupe Gramarye included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valent Gramarye, and my partner, Zach Gramarye. And the Zach was...
He was my real daddy.
Trucy's father, a magician. I guess that makes sense. I had no idea.
There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh, Apollo.
Glad that I'm good for comic relief, at least.
Not that I see Daddy around much these days.
Alright, Troop Gramarye.
Wait, Apollo, don't tell me you don't know about Troop Gramarye.
Troop Gramarye, huh? No? But it does sound kind of familiar. Oh, lost life! Lamentably listless lad! Phoenix is off being Phoenix, yeah. Doing Phoenix things. To not know of the greatest troop of magicians on the planet! Valent Gramarye. The name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child.
You bet you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park.
What?! Excuse me?!
Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe.
You give it... That stuff all got fixed, right? That was just part of the act, and he returned the money?
And then he escaped from a high-security prison.
So it didn't give the money back. It did call for a snacku. He said he's a magician, not a thief or criminal. I open the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity. This is the true miracle of troop grammary. Wait.
What, Apollo?
I do remember seeing you on television. Long time ago. Weren't you with someone else, like a duo?
A duo?
Yeah, you had a partner. Something grammary. Yes, Zack. Zack Grammary. Masterful maker of magic. A capable crafter of shining showmanship. Apollo, she just said that's her dad. Why is everyone so quiet?
Daddy.
Daddy? Oh, no way. We just went over this, Apollo. I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit. Reasons? Two, in fact. First being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy.
You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valen.
I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? I encountered you at the Colosseum, the first time in 7 years. I could fain contain my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy. 'Twas a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did. Wait, why were you among the staff?
Well, it wasn't all my doing.
I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this.
That's a videotape?
Quite so, a recording of the concert, no less. I brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Grammary. Will you watch it? Out to the concert. It's just Prosecutor Gavin up there right now. Oh, no, never mind. He's over here. The others are over there, but in the dark. Pleasure, but a fleeting melody. We got to see Clavier panic again? Yeah, I can't wait. There goes her cloak. Burning on in my heart. Fire! You just remembered a fact about the recording?
Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So, what's the word? Mysterious?
There are more mysterious things than her song going on. Way more mysterious. This Valiant Grammary has good reason to be here today. But I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. How did he get a copy of this tape? Look at me, I'm an attorney. What's this? You would ask me for a miracle? Free of fee? Then thy wish be granted. Thy will be done. Thy evidence evicted into ether. No! No evicting, please. Are all magicians like this, I wonder? To get the sound effect of Clavier falling, they literally gave a guy a guitar and told him to fall over. Oh, that's hilarious. That's really good.
You don't think about the mixing board? Nope, okay. Nope, nope. Whoops, not that one. Where the hell did you get this? So, I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there?
I didn't see a stunt.
What about La Miroir vanishing and reappearing?
Oh, that? I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen, I didn't even notice.
So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand, a petite prestidigitation.
Is that why you were there? To make with the magic?
A monicum of magic from me to you.
So that's why you were at the concert.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, I was there to watch my trick take to the air.
So you're the one who knows how it was all done.
Of course, I am like a deity with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those floodlit boards not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent primeval power I possess. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done?
Hey now.
Trucy?
That's like totally against the rules, Apollo.
Not during a murder investigation, it's not.
Mais non, for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well after my illusion entranced the audience. Oh. Don't even ask. I won't answer.
Too bad for you, Apollo.
Yeah, whose side are you on?
I, Valant Gramarye, now make my leave, Miss Trucy.
There's no need to rush, Uncle Valant. You should stay a while.
I'm afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, and so shall slink back to the scene.
So you'll be at the concert venue today?
Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, crocodile.
With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turned and walked out through the door. Normally.
Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking.
Right. Valant Gramarye. Got a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that made La Miroir disappear. And how he knows Trucy and her real father. Nope, got nothing else to talk to you about. What do you think about the videotape?
I'm not sure about that, sorry. I was ripping up the dance floor at the time of the shooting, after all.
Fair. Alrighty. Hold up. Is this her dad? No, that's not what we're doing. So this photo's of your father, Trucy?
Someday I'll be as good a magician as Zach Gramarye, you'll see.
No wonder she's so devoted to her art.
You should have seen him on stage, Apollo.
Who's your mom?
He made things disappear right and left. Poof, poof, poof. Till he made himself disappear. Cool, huh?
Yeah. Ooh, actually... No, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, is that how it really happened? I guess we can go to the detention center first.
Yeah.
July 9th, detention center, visitor's room. Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect.
But they don't have any decisive evidence.
Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room.
Right, the air vent.
And he lied.
Lied?
Machi Tobai can see.
Machi.
Speak of the devil.
He looks like he's doing okay.
I forget, why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything.
Words are overrated. Feelings are what matters, Apollo.
Kinda hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest.
If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen.
I think she's actually worried for me. How you doing over there? A security guard. He stands here watching this room. His eyes when he looks at Machi are gentle. Maybe he's a kid the same age.
That security camera's looking at me. Why do I feel like this sudden urge to make a silly face? The trial today.
So, what did you think of the trial today? Phew, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial.
Hey, all's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's not guilty, we win.
No, if he's innocent, we win. Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do.
Huh? Can you speak English too? Amirwa's testimony.
I'm glad Lamirwa testified. What a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect.
Darian of the Gaviners, that detective. Wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all. No one told him there's a new suspect. How would he know? Hey.
What is it, Apollo?
No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it.
Imagining what, Apollo?
It's just... couldn't help but feel that... I don't know. Machi? He doesn't understand what we're saying, right?
How could he? He's a young Borginian. He doesn't speak English.
Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him.
Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning? Or it's scared because you keep making those I'm so mad faces.
Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see, but what if that's not all he lied about?
If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him.
I think it'll take something big to get to him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi. Machi's eyesight?
So, Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and Lamirwa can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy.
And they both speak fucking English.
Sorry, Apollo. I don't think we're gonna get any information out of Machi.
Which makes
sense.
Yeah, I guess it does. How does this gun make you feel? Moon runes.
I think he said, I'm sorry I cannot speak your language. You are very beautiful, fair maiden.
This is why I never trust a translator. Nope. Alright, we gotta find something to prove he knows English. I'll be back for you. To the Coliseum! July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum.
Whew, that was a great day. Sorry, what a great day. It's perfect weather for sleuthing.
The weather matters for an investigation.
Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days?
Sure. Let's get started, shall we?
Right on. Show us your stuff, Apollo.
What stuff?
Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it.
I did enough at home. Thanks.
There's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage.
I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer.
Then you're in luck because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout objection?
Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. Live G-Tour.
Like a blimp.
Those balloons next would have the banner ads on them.
Let's see. Big sale. All shirts 50% off.
I think you're looking at the wrong ones. Gaviners, guilty as charged. Oh, it's an ad for the department store next door. Look, a massive sign for the guilty as charged tour. A giant Prosecutor Gavin stares out over the arena.
Ooh, maybe I can take it to the office when they're done with it.
Where would you put it? You couldn't even get that thing through the front door.
Then I'll put it outside. I bet it'd be good for business.
Just as long as no one comes expecting us to prosecute.
Well, if anyone comes looking for a concert, leave it to me.
Is this some part of Twisted... some part of some twisted plan of hers to make her singing debut, I wonder? Is that our lovely blue badger? What's that creature there?
Ooh, that's the police mascot, the blue badger.
It's life-size.
Haven't you seen them around town, patrolling the streets? Yes, now even Law and Order has a mascot.
I'd run that thing even if I wasn't a criminal. Why does its head wobble like that when it walks? It's freaky.
I don't think you're showing the true blue badger spirit, Apollo.
That's a truck. Sunshine Coliseum sure is living up to its name today.
It's huge. And Mr. Gavin got to play on that enormous stage. I'm so jealous. Someday I'll fight my first battle on the stage.
What? Battle?
Well, yeah, it's a coliseum, isn't it?
They don't do gladiatorial contests at these places anymore, Trucy.
Really? I had no idea. I wonder why they stopped.
Sometimes I worry about her. I think that's all we're gonna get. Okay. Backstage hallway. July 9th, backstage hallway. That thing's still on the floor.
Ah, Mr. Attorney.
Miroir, how'd you know it was me? I'm sorry about today.
There's nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean. Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now. And we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before.
Footsteps, got it. That answers my question.
Oh! You must have great ears.
Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or so she claimed yesterday. But how? The voice! That was quite a statement you made today in court. About hearing Darian Crescen's voice at the scene of the crime.
I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. Wait.
The Miroir! Is something the matter?
That voice just now. It was him, I'm sure of it.
Ugh. No way!
As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That is when I heard his voice.
I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latouche were talking about something?
The next moment, I heard those gunshots.
Why did you call security?
To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So, it really was Darian's voice that she heard.
Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was. Machi?
I met Machi before my debut as the Miroir. I was singing in a restaurant in Borginia.
And he was playing the piano?
Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see.
Is that when you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending he couldn't see?
No, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. After I became known as the landscape painter in sound. Must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see, and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands, always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal me things I should know. He is smart. He is a smart, gentle boy.
I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. Mr. Latouche? About Mr. Latouche.
Yes. He was an Interpol agent, I hear?
So you had no idea?
Of course not. No one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover.
But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was.
Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand.
You have no idea?
I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why?
What makes you think that?
Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory.
Clouded, right. Darkness?
The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart.
In your heart?
I have no memory of the time before I became Le Miroir. I awoke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days.
What was it that she said about not being able to remember that light?
I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming Le Miroir is lost to me. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me?
Do you think your past might be related to this case?
No way, that seems really unlikely to me.
I mean, you're such a sweet person, Le Miroir. I thank you. Machi, too, tells me often when I fear who I might have been.
You want to talk about this videotape? We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time.
Thank you.
That reminds me, that was an incredible illusion you pulled off.
Illusion?
When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember?
Ah, yes. Apparently they hired a professional magician.
Valiant Gramarye. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done?
I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Gramarye made me swear to never tell a soul.
I was afraid of that. Apollo, a true magician never tells their secrets. Stop asking. It's not relevant yet.
Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know.
I'm reminded that I wish to speak to you about something.
Yes?
When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor.
Device? Maybe you mean this?
That's been lying there since the day before yesterday.
Yeah, I was staring at it when we came in. I'm like, why is that still there?
Might I touch it? I thought as much.
What? What'd you think?
This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert.
I wonder whose this is.
We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing.
We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to the Prosecutor Gavin when we see him.
Yes, that's best. Thank you.
So can I put it on?
No.
Attached? I'm not some kind of a robot, Apollo.
Everyone on staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. It might belong to whoever the killer was. They could have dropped it. Be like, who else was here? Fourth wall break. Yep. Alright. Well, now we finally picked that up. I don't know. Present everything. Do you think you could tell me about this?
I'm sorry, but my information about the outside world is somewhat limited. I only know what I've heard or felt.
Maybe that explains why she didn't react when I showed her stuff the other day. She was still pretending she could see then. Can I ask you about this headset, Le Miroir? You said that all concert staff were wearing one?
That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on staff had one, of course. And all of the band members too, I should think.
So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too, then. Lackeys? That's kind of rude, Apollo.
They're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only for use on stage. And a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system.
That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. So why was this one lying here? You know anything about the keys? Nope? Okay. Know how mixers work? No? Okay. What about your brooch? You don't want to talk about your brooch? Okay. Sure. Postcard? Lyric sheet. Badge! No. Alright, we're done here. Okay, moving on. I guess let's start with the Gaviner's dressing room. Nobody here, nothing here. Alright. And then her dressing room, the murder scene. July 9th, Lemiroir's dressing room. Munch, 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 munch. Me too, me too. They're quite good, actually. They're really good. I forgot how good these are. Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? You give me the second degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latouche left? My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? But that bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. Latouche was really with Interpol. We wouldn't have found that out without you. I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. Are chocolate snackoos popular down at the precinct or something? They're not chocolate, by the way. Munch, munch, munch.
I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again.
Be my guest. You're not going to find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange.
Something strange?
Tell me more. Trial today.
I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
How?
I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year.
If only it worked that way. It just bugs me to think that little kid outsmarted me.
And it makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see.
He could have seen the air duct, and he could have shot that revolver.
But that's not how it sounded in Lemiroir's testimony.
You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene?
That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country?
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Was that true what you said in court today? You know, about the case? About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics?
The guitar serenade, you mean?
I found the link, you know. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then Lemiroir flew through the air. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire, and in the end a bullet took Mr. Latouche's life. And he went up into the sky with a guitar, well, 30 feet up at least. It's kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence. I know, and I found it.
You think the same person did all of this? Don't ask me, I didn't do it.
Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that air vent anyway. What? You all think I did it?
Sometimes I worry about that, girl. Alright, what's the strange thing you noticed?
So, what did you find?
It's so little,
I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa.
The fuck?
What is it?
Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looks familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna. Interesting.
Ooh, like on a beetle?
Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort.
An electronic signal, you say?
Well, that's interesting. Do you think you could take a look at this, Emma? Emma? Her rate of chewing is increasing. Better back off before it's too late. So much crunching! Crunch, 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 crunch. More crunching. Nope. What do you think about the lyrics?
Why did they have to commit their crime according to the song?
Seems like it'd be more trouble than it's worth.
Maybe they were trying to throw off the investigation?
That's certainly possible, but risky, don't you think? Just carrying someone as big as Mr. Latouche would be tough enough. She may be a snacking fiend, but sometimes she actually makes some sense. I guess. That's where the body was. That's where the carpet was. Look, the carpet's been torn up here.
That's where the part we did the luminol testing on in court.
Lunimol? What's Lunimol? It's luminol. Get it right.
Emma's kind of scary when it comes to science.
Best learn the word and not incite her wrath again. What if I want to look at the electronic device again? The murder weapon still belonged to Mr. Latouche.
That thing makes normal revolvers look like water guns.
Mr. Latouche was a big man, but how about the person who shot him? Wouldn't they have to be about his size? This was the window where Lemiroir saw the crime from. I wish it was that simple.
Kinda hard to see a crime when you can't see. But she did hear it.
Yeah, but the window was closed.
Maybe she heard it some other way?
What if I want to look at that electronic device? Can we talk more about that? I guess not. And I don't have a copy of it either. Well. I guess I'll be back for you. To the stage! July 9th in the wings.
That song, isn't that the one that Lemiroir was singing?
Yeah, you're right. The guitar serenade.
Wow, I'd love to do a show on a stage like this.
I'd come to see that.
The house is full, and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air.
Thought you were a magician. Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician?
Oh! That's right, I was a magician, wasn't I?
Some dedication. Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy, and indeed it is.
Uncle Valiant!
What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in tasks undertaken. I am inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss, miss.
The Lemiroir teleportation illusion, ooh.
Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troop. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano. And I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody.
Hey, Apollo, maybe Uncle Valiant can shed some light on this whole thing for us.
Tell me about the illusion.
I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lemire Wa's vanishing act was your illusion, right?
Indeed, the purple prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, "Make her disappear, like a dream." Like a dream. Yet, what can I work with on stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorcerous acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. She disappeared from the top of the tower. But in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. People came to me because I am a professional. Among professionals, my illusions are custom made for a time and a place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of Troupe Gramarye are concerned.
So, you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well.
And went well it did! Now, speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself. Thanks. I know what you're thinking in that head of yours. Gramarye, yes, you say. Recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort? Maybe. Actually, yes. Yeah, you're right.
Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo.
Or everyone tells him that and he's made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnifique Gramarye. It was he who began the great troupe Gramarye. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled a vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen was a barren waste, stripped of illusion.
That's not true. I still went to all of your shows. That's like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket.
Ah. Hard times for Troupe Gramarye. When you start playing supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We hone our skills at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Gramarye, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean... Yes, Zach Gramarye, Trucy's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago. Wait, disappeared, not died, he's just... What? There was no name higher than Gramarye in show business. None. Circles, none. I will see his return to glory. Hi, valiant Gramarye! Alright, how about your relationship? Tell me more. Our founder, Magnifique Gramarye, was truly a genius, a worker of miracles.
I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How you made that whole jumbo jet go... what happened to the jet again?
Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zach and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valent and Zach were the shining stars in the Gramarye crown.
Cool, huh? And Zach Gramarye was my daddy.
Now that Magnifique and Zach are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valiant Gramarye, who brings the Gramarye miracle back to the big stage.
I'm rooting for you.
Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side.
One skill coming up.
How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? Alright, let's go take a little looky-loo.
That's one big piano. I've never actually played one.
You should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime. Yeah.
No good, he can't play either.
I kind of feel bad for the guy now.
Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back, this could be the debut of a prodigy. Ew.
Did you make that noise just now?
Let me try it again.
The fuck?
No, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh? Look, this was stuck between the strings.
Interesting.
It looks like some kind of switch.
Probably to activate whatever radio-controlled thing was in the dressing room. Someone must have thrown this into the piano. Switch placed in pocket. Big instrument case. Case for a contrabass, I think. Could fit 20 violins in there. Not a violin. 5 truces. It is weird that it's sitting open because I don't see a contrabass. Show you the video? Wondering about the stunt in this video. I was wondering about the stunt in this video right in the middle of the song.
I didn't see a stunt.
Oh, this is the exact same conversation we already had! So young to be so jaded. We already did this conversation, but in the other spot.
How'd you do it? You can't tell him that.
Will you tell us, Uncle Valet? It's against all that is sacred to inquire as to how a trick is performed. Okay, so you tell me how you did it, Trucy.
But I don't know.
Come on, you're a magician. Aren't you part of the same secret club? Do you have one of these? Words could not express my shock and chagrin. All I can see before me is the stage, and me upon it. Nothing smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye.
True, you're getting on in years. Not much left to make your mark on, huh?
This is not how I was seeing it. So he doesn't care about what I have to show him. I get the point. You know what this is? Nope? Okay. Well, alright. I guess we're gonna go show this to Emma. Hey, Emma. Do you think you could take a look at this?
A small device. Looks like a transmitter. A transmitter?
You press this switch here and it sends out a signal.
No idea what it's for, though.
Signal? You mean an electronic signal?
What is it, Apollo?
Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found?
Oh, this?
Let me try pressing the switch.
Ouch! It's on fire! Emma, the device is on fire! What's the big idea?
Well, now I know what this is. An igniter. Interesting.
This part here must be like a lighter.
Nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. Is this what was inside of Gavin's guitar and that's why it caught fire? That's rude.
I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere with this case. Hey, Apollo? Let's ask Emma more about the switch. Now that she has some first-hand experience.
The switch. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks.
Says you. You weren't the one holding it. There's enough sparks flying around here just with you two talking.
Anyway, now we know this is a remote for an igniter. Let me see that for a second. Well,
this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh?
remote trigger updated in the court record. Okay.
Incidentally, if you look at a cross-section diagram of the stage area... Let's see... 30 feet from Lemiroir's dressing room? That covers the backstage, completely. Oh, okay. It also looks like it would cover the stage.
Kinda seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Forum diagram added to the court record. Okay.
Guess I'd best be getting on with my investigation. We're off to look for more clues elsewhere, then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck!
I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. Igniter added to the court record. The switch triggers an igniter.
Too bad. I was hoping it was for a bomb that would blow up the whole Coliseum.
Trucy! You're scaring me. If Emma hears you talking like that, she'll arrest you.
And then she'll do all sorts of scientific tests. Like splitting your hairdo into 3 separate spikes. While she stands by, laughing and laughing in her high-pitched voice.
I said she'd arrest you, not me, and she's not some kind of mad scientist.
Did you just hear someone laughing?
Is Emma crazy? Maybe she's crazy. And here's the other tower. All these little parts, it's pretty complex. I'm guessing this is where the fire comes out. Other than that...
Good thing machines run even if we don't know how they work. That's what Daddy always says.
Not really saying you want to go around repeating, Trucy. Found at the crime scene emits a flame when triggered by remote control. Right, so now we know how the guitar caught fire. Well, that's something. I don't think we got anything else to talk to you about. How about in Gavin's dressing room now? Nope, nobody. Nobody home. Stage? Nope. Doesn't want to talk about that. Like, I have new stuff. I gotta show it to you and see what you've got anything to say about it. Alright, igniter. Nope. Alright, okay. And she didn't really give me anything useful that I can use with Machi. What do we go outside? Oh, nice. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. Oh, it's Darian. What, come to laugh at the murderer?
Darian?
That old bag opens her pie hole and wham bam my life goes down the chute. Thanks. They won't let me work when I'm a suspect.
Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he?
Not many people are these days, it seems.
It is a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out.
Hey look, a good character. And Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid!
So about your alibi.
You have to ask? I just love it when it bounces. It's fun. It's hilarious. The shooting happened right in the middle of the 3rd set. That's right. Music was blaring when we heard those gunshots. And found Mr. Latouche dead. I got 10,000 witnesses who saw me too. Right there on that stage.
Your guitar playing was something else.
Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting me work. There's no need to yell at me. It's Lemire Wa's fault. I do shit. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me? Why are you calling her old? She's not that old, is she? Oh, she's 40. That's not that old. That's not old enough to be an old windbag. That's kind of rude. Oh, he's 24. I guess you would think that. How about Prosecutor Gavin?
He won't let you work?
He won't let me work! Gavin says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is cleared. What suspicion? He can be such a stick in the mud.
Mr. Gavin? A stick in the mud?
He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. Except when he's depressed. Hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board? And so was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. Ah. It was you, Darian. He's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really.
Well, I think the Gaviners are the best. I have all your albums.
Band's fine, too. Gavin can write a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor's office, most likely. Prosecutor's office? I've never been there, have I? The data on the victim should have come in from Interpol. Normally, I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally.
Hello, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office.
Maybe that's not such a bad idea.
Right on.
Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. So edgy. Tell him I want into that crime scene. We'll be going now. Another fun fact, in Darian's original design, he was wearing eye patch-like sunglasses. That design was scrapped, and the sunglasses were reused in Shilong. Oh, neat. He does have some of the best dialogue. It's really funny. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right? I don't fucking know. Well, great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping! Don't get led astray by some siren song, eh? Get this one wrong and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself!
Let's not talk to him anymore, alright?
Check if Darian Crescend. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. Well, I guess we're going to the prosecutor's office. Let's see what's... Holy shit, your office is a mess! Dude, seriously? Oh, and there's his burnt-ass guitar. How so sad. July 9th, Prosecutor Gavin's office. Wait, what the heck is this? Ripping. Gavin, please. Hey, Dr. Lupin, how's it going?
So, this is it. The Gaviner's head office.
It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object. Whatever.
Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf and real quiet like.
That's eavesdropping. Going alright? You had some sushi? Man, I love sushi. I got Carinto. So I can eat Carinto when Emma's eating Carinto. It's really good. It's better than I remember. So, it's a wheat cracker. Hachimitsu, which is honey. It's a honey Carinto Kudohachi, which is, I guess, brown sugar. It's made with wheat, brown sugar, vegetable oil, granulated sugar, regular sugar, Starch syrup, skim milk, honey, fresh cream, yeast, salt, caramel coloring, baking powder. It's tasty. Anyway, that's eavesdropping.
Why? We'd just be waiting quietly so he didn't notice. What if he heard something scandalous about the band?
There's also a white one. It's the Shidohachi. So it doesn't have the brown sugar, like the burnt sugar stuff. And I've never had the white one before, so I'm kind of interested what it tastes like. She'd make a good reporter for Gossip Mag. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. He was after something? Latouche? Look, don't talk to me about those Bourguignons, okay? Just get me that report. Chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? Is it this? Beep. It's times like this when I start to Mysterian. Huh? Hiya!
Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad?
How could I be? There's not enough TV in Seville in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist. It's his theme!
Watch and learn, Apollo.
So, who have you come to see? You? Huh? Claudia, lead vocalist for the Gaviniers. Or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom. Oh.
What do you think he means, Apollo?
I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go? Oh, Lord. Oh, okay, it doesn't actually make me pick. Let's talk about the serenade.
I really love that song, and there's such a great atmosphere to it.
You co-wrote it with Le Miroir, if I remember correctly. That's right, it was last year. I'd gone to tour in Virginia's legal system, as a matter of fact.
And that's when you heard Le Miroir's voice.
It was at a small jazz club I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her to talk with her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting.
Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout.
I think he's sort of a special case, Trucy. Oh shit. Whoops, didn't mean to click there. Thankfully, she likes the work I did, and we wrote a song right there backstage. Much on piano, that dulcet voice, and myself on a guitar that I borrowed from Le Miroir.
And music history was made.
Rockstar influence, yep.
Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have, like Apollo, say?
It's a memory I hold dear, and the song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right over there. You mean this charred lump?
Don't call it a lump, that's a piece of history. And it's only brown, not really charred.
No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song, anyway? Why did his guitar suddenly catch on fire?
Do you think you could show it to us? Your charred, slightly burnt guitar?
I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it? Ah, that reminds me. Did you see the paper today?
Yes! I always read the TV section.
Good girl. How about you, Air Forehead? I read the funnies. Then you will not have seen this. Concert of Tragedy! The prosecutor's deadly song.
Ooh, is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one.
It's talking about the crime scene, Trucy. It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know.
Oh, does this have anything to do with the case?
Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life as a song? Have you ever hummed a man on the way to death row? Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? It is endless, endless! Thanks is a case you made today, of course.
Oh, that was all Apollo's idea. Hey!
Is that a newspaper over there too? Yes, Virginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead and take a look. It's taking it surprisingly well. Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? Yeah, I'm sure there's some people who would definitely just... They're like, oh, I'm a reporter, but I don't really care about that. I'm just using my connections for personal gain. There's people out there like that.
Oh, he died.
This is probably talking about everything that happened. Thanks, but I can't read Virginian. Oh, that's right. Suffice it to say, this is a big news over there as well. Since I didn't mean to go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song.
Probably no one in Virginia could believe it.
It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. So journalists don't see the need to mention it. That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself. Virginian newspaper added to the court record. The Miroir's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I imagine. Which is why I've had Darian step down from the investigation for now.
Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum.
The Miroir was my invited guest, so it is a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case, quickly if possible. Let me poke around your office. You got a lot of crap on the floor, my dude.
Wow, look at that stereo. What?
That's not even a desk, it's a freaking stereo! Oh my god. Oh, and this one too. You don't have actual furniture, do you? To me, a life without music is inconceivable. Always booming, yeah. I never turn down the volume, even when I'm working on a case.
That's such a huge speaker, it must be really loud.
This room is completely soundproof, of course.
Really? At my place, I can hear when the neighbors turn their VCR on to record something.
Maybe you can get Mr. Wright to talk to them, work something out?
And lately, you've been getting complaints about Apollo's voice training.
Maybe I'll go have a word with Mr. Wright, too. How do Gavin's ears work? I have no idea. He should be deaf by now. What the hell is this?
What's that on the plate over there?
Is that gum?
Gum?
Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang? Why is it encased in glass? That's weird. So he put it on a plate for later consumption?
You'd think a rock star could afford a fresh stick.
Don't jump to any conclusions now. So that's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. So I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? Looks like a lump of plastic?
Wait, that phone call.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object. Whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin's on the phone. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Lettuce. Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Lettuce? Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you?
Who, us? I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to.
Trucy, you're the one who wanted to hide behind a bookshelf. Oh my gosh. Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Lettuce was after.
This lump?
Do you mind telling us what you know about it? Nope, but it's about the stereo again. Okay. And then we're complaining about Apollo. This display shows all the evidence for the case.
Look, Apollo, he's got 3 televisions.
Hey, don't look at those too closely. I'm still sorting out the details. Each monitor shows evidence for a different case. He does them all at once?
I wish I had 3 TVs.
What would you possibly do with 3 television sets?
I may look laid back and relaxed, but in reality, I'm quite busy, you know. I'm living life at turbo speed,
doing magic, going to school, investigating cases. But if I had 3 big TVs, I could watch a magic video, do my homework, and catch a crime drama all at once.
I don't think you need a TV to do your homework. Maybe I'm just like not up to date on how they do things in school, but I don't think you need a TV to do your homework. First two seem useful, I suppose.
What's wrong, Apollo? You look confused.
I was just wondering where the work chair in this office was. Looking at my favorite chair right now. That's a massage chair, isn't it? Definitely don't need a TV to do homework. Okay, that's what I thought. That is an ergonomic adjustable office.
I love the ones with the vibrating rollers on your back. Those feel great.
Oops, sorry. I whacked the mic with my hand, I'm sorry.
Can I say something wrong?
No, I merely realized the futility of an explanation. It is futile. Oh, okay, it's the chair convo still. Alright. Examine this. Look at all the guitars! Why so many? Because guitars are cool. You can never have too many guitars. They are like my lovers. I didn't just hear him say that.
They're backup guitars, Apollo. Don't you know anything? Rock and rollers always smash their guitars at the end of a show.
No, they don't. No wonder it's so hard to make it as a musician.
You know what? You should try rocking a little, Apollo.
Apollo intensifies. And breaking his guitars while he watches? That might be a little too rocking. Of course, I would never do such a thing. Did I not say they are like my lovers? Do I seem like the kind of man who would do such a thing to the one he loves?
No, not at all. I mean, you're Mr. Gavin, upstanding prosecutor.
What happened to Prosecutor Gavin, God of Rock? It's time to look at the charred thing. That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this.
That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it?
I thought it was one of the staff playing a gag on me. Never guessed that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar, incidentally.
Oh, did you find anything out?
He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear. But the results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing? How does that guitar tie into everything that went on?
Sounds like something we should ask about.
Water time. Alrighty. Let's talk about the guitar. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Le Miroir.
How did it end up here?
She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it.
So this guitar is from Virginia?
That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruins the wood. So we vacuum-packed it in the Miroir studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Neat. Pristine and untouched. Wait a minute. Should you be using police resources to do that?
See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout.
I still think he's a special case.
Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burned.
What was it you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar.
That's right. What was that all about?
Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front. It is called the sound hole. Ah, so that's what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort.
A broken device?
Yes, this in fact. Ooh, that's an igniter! The examiner is busy with the evidence for the case now, however. So he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Odd. That device looks strangely familiar. This was found in Mr. Latusse's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica? It's a small lump about 1.5 inches long. He analyzed it, but there's not much to say, other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it was to be used in the identification of whatever it is a replica of. You mean whatever Mr. Latousse was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation.
Well, what is it?
Don't ask me, Fraulein.
Oh, if you don't want to tell us, you could just say so.
I put in a request to Interpol via my contacts in Borgenia, but apparently there's a block on information somewhere along the chain.
Oh.
Something Interpol doesn't want to tell Borgenia. Something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. Latousse went through all that trouble to become Le Miroir's manager, just to come to this country to find out more about this lump? And he died for it. Interesting. I sent someone to the Colosseum to fetch Le Miroir. Perhaps she knows something about it, being a Borginian. I should probably show you this. Has to be one of these.
What is it, Apollo?
That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this! Why, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter.
Another one?
It was at the crime scene in Le Miroir's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. It's as seen as a crime. What could that mean, I wonder? I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh. Thanks for dropping by, Air Forehead. Thanks? Why, you gave me so much information. That igniter, for instance. Oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. Or perhaps you're just a tad naive, I guess I could have hit it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. I could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About the, strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. Latousse was investigating.
Hey, that's right.
I've been thinking, Air Forehead. We encounter many incidents in our lives, all of us. Not all of them that simple. Especially not the ones where people are killing the song lyrics. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside. And I keep a simple goal. To discover the truth. That's why I like to keep relations civil, yeah? That is all. I can live with that.
Mr. Prosecutor?
Fraulein?
Can I ask you why you sing in a band?
Ah, because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the street. Oh my god! That's pretty simple too. Now if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps. Well, that was interesting. Keep relations civil? Yeah. With Apollo. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum.
Oh, it's you. You came in a good time.
Hey there, Emma, what's up?
Either of you know where Le Miroir is?
Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago.
Yeah, that's strange. What's strange?
I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Le Miroir's missing?
It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Being that she's blind and all.
Yeah, we'll help you look for her.
Great, thanks.
Wasn't there an angry detective here? We'll see. This place is deserted.
I wonder where Le Miroir went off to.
Where's Darian? I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful.
I guess, but I can't help worry about her a little.
Isn't Darian mad at her? Nope. To the stage. July 9th, 4:46 p.m. in the wings.
Huh? The stage is pitch dark.
The power breaker must be off for this section. Great.
I'll go get someone. Yipes, it really was dark out there.
Dark. That's all Amirwa has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness?
Hey, Apollo?
Huh? What?
Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you?
Like something's changed? You gotta go to bed soon? Hopefully we're almost done with this investigation. It feels like we're getting close. Changed?
I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me.
Now it's bugging me too. What you talking about? Oh, why is this closed?
Hey, that case. Wasn't that open before?
Huh. I guess someone closed it.
Wait, look where the case closes.
Is she in there?
Something's sticking out. That
Doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's...
Let's open it, Apollo.
Heek! The miroir! Why is she in there? There's a to be continued coming up though? Okay, good enough. Emma, we have to get Emma! Miroir was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around barking orders, making phone calls. Trucy just clung to my arm and cried. And me? I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. July 9th, 5:53 p.m. Hickfield Clinic, waiting room.
Emma, how's the miroir? Is she okay? We all owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay?
Yes, she came to a short while ago.
Found her before it was too late.
That's good to hear.
So what happened?
Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead.
By who?
We don't know.
But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could she not see? Oh.
Right.
Would you like to see her now?
Is that alright?
She wants to thank you for saving her life.
Le miroir.
Ah, Mr. Attorney. You were the one who found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Tell me.
Tell me what happened. Attacked!
It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone come to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room...
You were hit?
I knew that very moment. I knew! The assailant was trying to kill me.
Narrowly escaped death? Yep.
It was lucky for me the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first.
Why the stage?
I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work.
Ah!
Darkness is my ally. There was a contrabass case near the stage. That is where I hid. So the assailant couldn't
see you.
Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out.
Wow, that sounds like a really close call. Assailant? Do you have any idea who it might have been?
Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word.
So they know that she never forgets a voice. Too bad.
Yet when I consider that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am.
Good point. She's sharp.
You're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo.
So that means it was likely an adult and probably a man. Could it be him?
But why would anyone attack you, Lamirwa? The detective asked me this too, and to her I gave the same answer I give you. I do not know.
Hi, Chiriko.
I'm sorry, I'm not quite recovered from the attack.
She looks like she's had a rough day. I'll just put this piece of evidence away for later. You know anything about this? Amira, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is?
This is what?
Mr. Latouche was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after.
He was after? You know, in his secret identity, as an undercover agent.
Hi, Chiriko! I'm trying to finish up this game. Would you like to just sit and be calm? No? Okay.
So that's what he was doing.
You mean, you know what?
Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Virginian cocoon.
You're gonna go to sleep? Have a good night, 21 Snakes! Thanks for stopping by, I appreciate it, and I will catch you next week. Have a good night! Virginian cocoon, what the heck is that?
Or rather, convincing replica thereof.
Why haven't I heard of a Virginian cocoon before? Oh, is it because it makes Virginian silk? Because I remember that was kind of famous, and it was one of the goods that they export from the Ace Attorney game or Miles Edgeworth game. Investigations.
Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder.
Tell me about the cocoon.
Well, they call it Virginian. It must only be found in Virginia. For certain, all in Virginia know of these. It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say.
I thought she said all in Virginia knew of these.
There's one fact I do know about the cocoon, though. Something all in Virginia know.
What's that?
The cocoons. They are not to be taken out of the country. If someone does and is caught, they will be put to death. To death?
Why?
I do not know. Yet if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there's a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic.
He was carrying a replica, but looking for the real deal? That means somebody was smuggling. That's my best guess.
So that's what he was up to?
Tracking down Virginian cocoon smuggling.
Smuggling? It seems I was marked. Marked? Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world.
Oh, someone on her staff could have easily been smuggling cocoons and she wouldn't know because she can't see.
Ah, so you could have brought those Virginian cocoons with you. On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion.
And Mr. Latouche was placed as an undercover agent to look into it.
Virginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. Is that why they suspected you?
But Mr. Latouche wasn't a Virginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means...
What, Apollo?
Well, there must have been some reason other countries didn't want the cocoons out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved.
Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion?
Cocoon smuggling. And Mr. Latouche had Le Miroir marked. Huh. It couldn't be her.
Huh?
There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking to us, Le Miroir.
It was the least I could do.
Actually, I have another request.
If it is within my power...
I need an interpreter, somebody who speaks Virginian.
Apollo?
Would you come with us if you're well enough?
I see. Yes. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you.
We're gonna go talk to Machi.
Huh? Where are we going?
Come on, Trucy, we're about to get to the bottom of this. July 9th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Machi, we came to talk to you about the case.
Machi.
Could you interpret for us, Lemirwa?
Yes.
Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Moon runes! Now we know the truth. You can see, right?
I was completely fooled myself.
Machi, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us?
Wait, Mr. Attorney.
He understood me perfectly fine!
What do you mean by secret?
What do I mean by secret? Well... Maybe it's about the replica? Are you involved in this somehow? If I'm not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? He understands me perfectly fine.
Hey, you got a reaction, a big one. Machi, you didn't.
Tracy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have needed any training to see that one.
Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about.
Lemirwa, please interpret.
Very well.
I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution. And have them look into it. Moon runes!
He asked you to wait. Do not be so hasty.
Or maybe she's just that fast about translating and we don't have to see it all.
Machi?
Moon rune? Moon runes?
Do you know everything?
Yes, everything. Well, sort of.
Have him tell us about it.
Moon runes.
Very well.
The cocoon!
What is this cocoon, anyway?
Moon runes!
The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure?
Must cure some disease. Moon runes?
It's a cure for
Incuritis. What kind of stupid ass name is this? Incuritis? Incurable, but it has a cure. Oh my god, this is dumb. A cure for incuritis? Replica updating the court record.
But if it's a cure, why keep it in Virginia like that?
Capcom, why did you do this to me?
Just think about the lives we could save by sharing the medicine. I do not understand the reasons myself.
Okay, well, at least we know what it is, a cure. And Mr. Latouche was after Cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi...
Machi, you weren't. He couldn't be a smuggler. He's so little.
Well, you're only 15 and you're sort of a magician, aren't you?
Well, that's true. I am sort of a magician.
She said sort of. Oh, do you have a copy of that security camera tape?
Well, Machi, are you a smuggler?
Moon runes. More moon runes?
He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb.
I wonder, do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale? Moon runes.
I can't go home. Can't go home?
Moon runes, moon runes, moon runes!
I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Virginia is death.
That's right, it's punishable by death.
Moon runes. About the case. What about the case?
He wants to tell us about Mr. Latouche's death?
Moon runes.
Moon rune. This meeting is over. Oh, what are you doing here?
Darian?
What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet? There's a call from Machi from the Virginian embassy. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving.
Darian, wait!
I never liked you, either of you. Huh? It was him, wasn't it?
Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us.
Definitely him.
Hey, Apollo?
He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say.
Apollo?
And there can be only one reason why.
Why is everyone ignoring me?
Oh, sorry, this is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow, in court. Oof. Alright, first we save. In court. Alright, but that's gonna have to wait till next week. Because it's past 10 o'clock. It is late. I am done. I was up super late last night doing 14 stuff, which we might do more of tomorrow. So, we're gonna call it. And let me go do a little quick check on Twitch. Alright, nobody I know is on. Okay, so we're gonna end it for tonight. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed. It's good to be back to Ace Attorney since we had to take last week off. We will resume this next week and hopefully wrap up this case. So yeah, I appreciate everyone who came by, everyone who you know peeked in on the stream. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend if I don't catch you tomorrow for any reason, and you know, see you all next time. All right, take care of yourselves and bye everybody. See you later. Bye.